Growing up with the power of Google in my hands and infinite internet access, I definitely have been around the block in terms of websites. No matter what year it is, what has survived the test of time on the internet is GIFs. We all use them in our messages to one another, in our tweets, in our posts. Whoever you are, your internet experience isn't complete without using a GIF, at least once. Back in the early 2000s, unlike now when we have GIF keyboards in every app, we had to look for our own GIFs manually. And GIF websites were hugely popular. These were websites filled with pages upon pages of what seemed to be endless GIFs for you to embed in your emails and forum posts. And their only purpose on the web was to provide users with GIFs and nothing else. GIFs, whereas nowadays they're used in casual Facebook or WhatsApp messages, were a specialty. You had to embed them or have them pre-saved on your computer's hard drive. I remember having folders full of these things, and they would take up a lot of space on my computer. I remember feeling so cool when I learned how to set up a GIF as my computer's desktop background, although it did get old quite quickly when I soon discovered the headache that I would get from them, constantly looping. Oh, and also to mention how much RAM a GIF used to take up. Nowadays, it's not a problem, but back then, one GIF on loop in the background of a computer, especially my slow family PC from back in the day, would bring the computer to its knees. It's like when I used to play the original versions of Roblox, and a grass texture would make my computer grind to a halt. These are problems you'd never have nowadays, but they existed. Anyways, one of the websites that stood out to me back then was a site which I feel like I'm the only one who still remembers it, HeathersAnimations. This website dates back to 2003 and is still being hosted today. This was my go-to site for GIFs. They have everything from animated cats and dinosaurs to South Park, the Beatles, and even adult-themed GIFs. You name it and it's all on here, and they're all categorized. I couldn't imagine how many hours Heather spent compiling everything and sorting it, especially on an old machine. The site prominently displays a PayPal button for users to donate to keep the site running, but I don't know how it's still even running because this was last updated in 2012, and someone is still paying for it despite it having "please help to save my website from shutting down." Yeah, that's definitely commitment to keep it running all these years later. I reached out to Heather at the email provided on the website back in February, hoping I could get more history on the website, but I haven't heard back. Maybe the email isn't in use anymore, which is a shame, but I thought I'd still write the video remembering the site anyways. All the other linked websites on there don't go anywhere. I'm assuming Heather had multiple side projects, but HeathersAnimations is the one that survived the test of time. It's always fascinating seeing these websites from years ago, still up to date, unchanged. I love every part of it because, even if it's for a second, I can relive certain parts of my childhood. It always sucks when you go back to a website you recall using as a kid years later and see it taken down or just completely different. I'm so glad the Wayback Machine exists. I'm sure some of you have these old websites or internet memories that you cherish, which, like me, you feel like you've only heard of and no one else has. I'd be interested to hear about them, and even if it does feel silly to bring them up, I'm still intrigued. The internet might be a different place these days, but the nostalgia from sites like HeathersAnimations keeps a bit of that old magic alive, no matter how long ago it was.